Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom nestled between majestic mountains and ancient, whispering forests, there lived a princess named Snow White. Her heart was as pure as freshly fallen snow, her lips the vibrant red of a blossoming rose, and her kindness was a melody known to every soul in the land. This kingdom, bathed in a perpetual golden sunlight, was a place of magic and wonder where even the smallest creatures felt the warmth of her gentle spirit. But not all hearts in the kingdom were so light.
Ho, ho, ho!
Within the grand, imposing walls of the royal castle, a shadow grew. The Queen, Snow White's stepmother, a woman of breathtaking beauty cloaked in royal black and gold, possessed a heart as cold as the stone of her fortress. Each day, she would stand before her enchanted magic mirror, its surface swirling with ancient power, and ask the one question that consumed her. Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all for yous? The mirror's answer soothed her vanity.
Ho, ho, ho!
But one fateful day the voice from the glass replied with a chilling truth. You, my queen, are fair, it is true. But Snow White is now the fairest of them all. A flicker of disbelief, then pure unadulterated rage. The queen's eyes narrowed into slits of fury, and the very shadows in the chamber seemed to twist and coil behind her, mirroring the darkness that had just fully eclipsed her heart.
Ho, ho, ho!
Driven by a jealous rage that knew no bounds, the queen descended into her secret lair, a place hidden deep within the castle's dungeons where light dared not tread. Here, among bubbling cauldrons and shelves of glowing, sinister potions, she concocted her wicked plan. She summoned her most trusted huntsman, a man bound by an oath of loyalty. The air grew thick with the scent of dark magic as she whispered her venomous command, her voice a low, menacing hiss. Take her deep into the forest, she ordered, her eyes glinting with a cruel light.
Ho, ho, ho!
Far away, where no one can find her, and see to it that she never returns. The huntsman's face paled, but he bowed his head, trapped by his duty. The next day, under the guise of a walk through the royal woods, the huntsman led the unsuspecting princess deep into the forest. But as he drew his dagger, he looked into Snow White's innocent, trusting eyes, and his resolve crumbled. He couldn't do it. His heart wouldn't allow him to harm such a pure soul. With a voice choked with urgency, he dropped to his knees.
Ho, ho, ho!
Run, princess. Run away and never look back. The queen wants you gone forever. Terror seized Snow White. She turned and fled, her desperate footsteps echoing through the misty, tangled woods. The forest itself seemed to turn against her, its branches clawing at her dress like skeletal fingers, the rustling leaves whispering threats on the wind as birds scattered in a frantic flurry before her. Exhausted and lost, she ran, until she could run no more, finally collapsing in a small, sun-dappled clearing as dawn broke.
Ho, ho, ho!
When she awoke, the morning light filtered gently through the canopy, guiding her toward an impossible sight, a cozy, charming little cottage nestled deep in the heart of the woods. Hesitantly, she peeked inside. The furniture was tiny, the room was a bit messy, but it radiated a warmth and charm that soothed her frightened heart. A gentle smile touched her lips. "Oh my," she whispered to a curious bluebird that had landed on the windowsill. "What a lovely little home."
Ho, ho, ho!
Seeing the work that needed to be done, and hoping to earn her stay, she began to clean, her cheerful humming filling the small space with life. As evening approached, a merry tune echoed through the forest. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's home from work we go, marching in a single file line, the 7 dwarfs, their pickaxes slung over their shoulders, and their sacks sparkling with freshly mined gems, made their way home. But as they opened their door, they froze. Their song died in their throats.
Ho, ho, ho!
There, sleeping peacefully across their 7 little beds, was the most beautiful girl they had ever seen. A mix of shock, suspicion, and wonder filled the room. Who was she? And what was she doing in their house? Their comical, hushed whispers soon woke the princess, and after a moment of mutual surprise, Snow White's gentle nature and sad story won them over completely. They offered her shelter and protection, and a new, unexpected family was born. The days that followed were filled with a simple, profound joy Snow White had never known.
Ho, ho, ho!
She transformed the little cottage into a warm and tidy home, cooking delicious meals and filling the air with her beautiful singing. The dwarfs, in turn, adored her. They shared stories of their work in the mines, laughed at her delight over the forest animals who became her friends, and danced with her in the evenings to the joyful music they played. For the first time, the cottage was not just a house. It was a home alive with friendship, laughter, and love.
Ho, ho, ho!
But back at the castle, the queen's rage had only festered. Once more, she approached her magic mirror. Magic mirror on the wall, who is now the fairest of them all? The mirror's reply sent her into a new spiral of fury. Over the 7 jeweled hills, beyond the 7th fall, in the cottage of the 7 dwarfs, Snow White is fairest of them all. The huntsman had betrayed her. Realizing she had to take matters into her own hands, the queen unleashed her most powerful dark magic. In her secret lair, she brewed a terrifying potion.
Ho, ho, ho!
As acrid green smoke swirled around her, her beautiful, cruel features twisted and warped, transforming her into a hunched, wrinkled old peddler woman. A wicked, cackling laugh echoed through the stone chamber as thunder crashed outside, her disguise complete. Carrying a basket of apples, one of which was a thing of mesmerizing beauty gleaming red on one side, but infused with a sleeping curse on the other, the disguised queen made her way to the cottage. Finding Snow White alone, she put on a sweet, grandmotherly voice.
Ho, ho, ho!
A gift for the pretty lady, she rasped, holding out the shiny, poisoned fruit. One bite, dearie, and all your dreams will come true. Snow White, warned by her animal friends who sensed the evil, hesitated. But the old woman's cunning words preyed on her innocent heart's desire for her prince to find her. She took the apple, and with a single fateful bite, her eyes fluttered, a soft gasp escaped her lips, and she collapsed to the floor in a sleep that looked just like death.
Ho, ho, ho!
When the dwarfs returned that evening, their joyous hi-ho was cut short by the horrific sight. They saw the evil queen escaping over the cliffs and gave chase, but their grief was all-consuming. Their beloved princess was gone. Heartbroken, they could not bear to bury her beauty in the cold, dark earth. Instead, they crafted a coffin of glass and gold and laid her within it in a beautiful clearing in the forest, keeping a constant, tearful vigil.
Ho, ho, ho!
Seasons passed, and the story of the beautiful princess sleeping in the glass coffin spread across the lands. It reached the ears of a noble prince from a neighboring kingdom, the very same one who had once met and fallen for Snow White long ago. He journeyed to the forest and, upon seeing her, knew his heart had found its home again. Overcome with sorrow and love, he knelt beside the coffin, lifted the glass lid, and gently kissed her. At the touch of true love's kiss, a wave of shimmering magic washed over her.
Ho, ho, ho!
The curse was broken. Snow White's eyes slowly opened, and she awoke with a radiant smile, her gaze meeting that of her loving prince. The kingdom rejoiced as the news spread. The castle gates were thrown open for a grand royal wedding, a celebration of love's triumph over evil. Snow White and her prince danced in the grand ballroom, their happiness lighting up the entire castle. The 7 dwarfs, their special guests of honor, cheered and celebrated, their hearts full of joy for their dearest friend.
Ho, ho, ho!
As fireworks painted the night sky in brilliant colors, a new chapter began, And so love conquered jealousy, and goodness reigned forever after. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more cinematic retellings.
Ho, ho, ho!